Truth Enforcers. This is one of the few Warbonds that came out and was pretty good, but has gotten huge buffs later on and has become one of my favorites. This and Freedom's Flame are the ones that got the biggest buffs post-launch, but we don't talk about what happened with Freedom's Flame. I think this is a great Warbond all around, and you're gonna see why, but all you need to know up front is medium pen. We're starting off on page 1 with the Dead Sprint Booster. Despite how great this Warbond is, we're starting off with my least favorite item in the whole thing. This booster allows you to sprint when you're out of stamina, but this comes at the cost of your health. Thankfully, it will stop draining your health when you reach 5%, but man, it can drain health pretty fast. It will drain 3.6% of your health for every second that you sprint without stamina, allowing you an extra 25 seconds or so of sprint time. But if you also have the Vitality booster enabled, then you only drain 1% of your health every second, massively increasing the amount of sprint you can get from your health bar. And that is really the biggest issue with this booster. It relies way too heavily on the Vitality booster to be viable, which really is emblematic of a larger problem with booster balance, but that is a topic for another day. The bottom line is that you will struggle to find a use for this booster unless you also have the Vitality booster. It drains health too damn fast for it to make sense, and there aren't a lot of situations where this can even help you, but make sure that you carefully consider when to use this booster because, yeah, it can be useful in certain scenarios. If you have the Vitality booster though, make sure that you use these together. Page 1 also comes with the SG-20 Halt. This is a great weapon, and it's one of the few weapons in the game with 2 different ammo types. The main ammo type is flechette rounds. They deal almost as much as standard buckshot rounds, which is what the Punisher uses, but flechette rounds penetrate medium armor, so you don't need to be as careful about where you're shooting an enemy, which is perfect for a shotgun. Shotguns naturally have wide spread, and sometimes you can't afford to be precise. The other ammo type is stun rounds. I really couldn't tell you if these are incredible or not, because I have not extensively used them on their own. But honestly, why would I when I can use flechette rounds and destroy anything below heavy armor? Stun rounds, they deal around 1/3 of the damage of flechette rounds, and they don't penetrate medium armor. They're not that good, but they of course stun, so they do have a use. The flechette rounds, though, are just amazing in general. They deal great damage, and they can take out so many different kinds of enemies. The Halt does have a few downsides, though, mainly the magazine capacity. It is still fed through 2 tubes, just like the Punisher is, but each tube holds different ammo types. This means you can only load 8 rounds of flechette and 8 rounds of stun at a time. When you run out of ammo in one magazine, you either reload 8 shells or manually switch to the other tube. This can cause some problems if you need more than 8 shells while you're fighting a bunch of medium armored enemies. This is a problem that other shotguns don't have. With other shotguns, you load it and you shoot and you reload it. So this is a bit more complicated. The only other downside is the lack of customization. You can only change the optics and the pattern. The Halt does not let you put different chokes on the barrel, so the spread can be a bit wide at times. But despite all that, the Halt is still my favorite shotgun next to the M90A. It's a great weapon if you can keep yourself fully loaded and fight up close against your enemies. There's really not a lot to talk about on page 1, apart from the last 2 things, so I'm just gonna show off the vehicle patterns from the whole Warbond here. They look great. Definitely some of my favorite vehicle patterns in the whole game. It's the closest that you can actually get to just having black vehicles, and the red details are really cool, and you get the little Helldivers skull as well on some bits. The shuttle in particular is really cool. I like the silver looking bits on the cockpit and the thrusters. Really nice stuff. Now we are moving on to page 2. And on page 2, we have the SMG-32 Reprimand. I used to really hate this thing. It had everything going for it, but it had a massive flaw, which was the spread. The bullets wouldn't go anywhere near where they were fired. Super Earth was shipping out defective reprimands for months until Heart of Democracy released. This was when they fixed the spread and came out with weapon customization. Now that the reprimand has been fixed, this is an absolute powerhouse of a weapon. It might be in the SMG category, but it punches like a marksman rifle. It fires a unique ammo type referred to as SMG Rhino. This round deals 125 damage, more than any assault rifle in the entire game. And it has medium armor penetration. So yeah, it can make quick work of any small or medium enemies. This bullet outclasses any assault rifle bullet in the game, period. Bar none. However, every weapon has a downside. It does have a decent amount of recoil, and it only has 25 rounds per magazine, with no option to upgrade the magazine. So you need to be careful about wasting ammo. If you're a good shot, then this weapon will be great for you. Plus, you can't use it one-handed like other SMGs, so shield users will need to stick with the crossbow if they want medium pen. But regardless, this is an excellent choice for anyone who likes full auto weapons. It really is one of the best, and it just packs such a powerful punch. Page 2 also comes with an armor set, the UF-50 Bloodhound armor set. I actually quite like how this armor set looks, for the most part, but you really need to like the color red if you're gonna wear it. It reminds me a lot of those ketchup troopers from the Star Wars sequels, and no, I won't call them Sith troopers, we already have those and they're beautiful. I like the padding on the body, it looks very futuristic, but also practical. And I like the helmet a lot too. It looks a lot like something that an Inquisitor from Star Wars would wear. A lot of Star Wars references in this video apparently. This armor set comes with the Unflinching passive, which has a few perks. The first thing it does is remove flinching when you take damage, which is only partially true. You will still physically flinch, but your aim will not be affected. So the description really doesn't tell you what this perk does at all. It simply makes it so that your aim is not affected when you flinch. Keep that in mind. This passive also gives you a higher armor rating, meaning that they just gave it an extra 25 armor rating, which is a very welcome change, and it's an all-around great thing to have. You also get the radar pings that come with the scout passive, meaning that when you place a marker on the map, it will give you radar on that general area, which is very useful if you know how to use it correctly. Overall, this is a pretty great armor set. As IGN would put it, it has a little something for everyone. Time for page 3, and on page 3, we have the Free of Thought title. I mean, it's a great title. It's got a cool icon with it. It's very on the nose, but it is very fitting and thematic for this Warbond. Next up, we have the Plaz 15 Loyalist. The Loyalist is essentially a purifier that fits in your pocket. That's really the only weapon you can compare this to. So if you want to know more about the purifier, check out my video on Polar Patriots. The Loyalist deals slightly less damage than the purifier, but it can be used as a sidearm, and it does have some slight advantages. The magazine capacity is half of what the purifier can hold, and it deals around 3/4 of the damage that the purifier does. But it does have the same penetration, area of effect, and fire rate, meaning that you can spam this thing extremely fast. There is essentially no limit on the fire rate if you want to spam it. It's like 6,000 RPM or something, and I don't think anyone can mash it faster than that. This is great for situations where you need to damage something immediately, like a lot, and it might save your life in that situation. I could say more about this weapon, but I would just be repeating what I said about the purifier, so Go check out my review of Polar Patriots and watch the Purifier segment in there. This weapon is just a secondary version of that, that's all. Page 3 also comes with an armor set. The infamous UF-16 Inspector armor set. This is definitely my favorite out of the 2 armor sets in this Warbond, at least visually, and it's one of the most iconic armors in Helldivers 2. Almost as iconic as the classic B01 tactical set. It definitely does not look practical for the level of warfare we get involved in, but it's so cool. It makes you look like a refined gentleman and a villain. I think that's a big part of why this armor set is so popular. You just look like a bad guy, and playing as a bad guy is always a fun change of pace. The color palette is perfect. It looks so good, and the helmet is great. Definitely one of the best looking helmets in the game, and another great reason why we need armor customization, you know, like different color palettes for armors. This armor set also comes with the unflinching passive, so I won't repeat myself and waste your time rehashing that. This is a light armor set, but keep in mind that the unflinching passive does give you some extra armor rating, so this is the closest thing you can get to a light armor set with extra padding, you know, the extra padding passive. So if you like medium armor, you're actually kind of at a toss-up on which armor set you would prefer to use. This one is 25 less than your standard medium armor, 75 armor rating, but it has the light armor movement. While the Bloodhound set, you get 125 armor rating with medium armor movement. So it's kind of a toss-up, but they're both pretty good. If you like light armor, then this is a really good set, and you get to wear one of the coolest sets in the game though, so this is a good choice. And finally, we have the At Ease emote. This is another iconic item in the Helldivers community. It's a really cool emote, very fitting in this universe and in this Warbond. Very nice for role-playing, and I don't mean the sexy kind. Or do I? In conclusion, this is one of my personal favorite Warbonds. It has great cosmetics, incredible weapons, and some really cool armor with a pretty good passive. This Warbond has seen some of the biggest direct buffs in the game. The Reprimand used to be a non-functional gun. It was terrible. It didn't function correctly, but now it tears through enemies at close or medium range. The armor passive got a huge buff when they gave it more armor rating, and they even got half of the scout passive to boot. This Warbond is like the MILF of Warbonds. It only gets better over time, but it always looks good even when it sucks. Even the booster can be useful if you know what you're doing with it, and I don't even like it that much, but I can acknowledge that it is unique and it adds something new to the game. Definitely buy this Warbond if you're a medium pen addict, or if you want some of the coolest looking armor in the game. But what do you think about Truth Enforcers? Are you free of thought? Probably, judging by the comments on my videos. Make sure to leave a comment down below telling me what you think about Truth Enforcers. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and subscribe for more videos on Helldivers 2 and more Warbond reviews. I want to give a shout out to my 2 members, Swickety and Cheddar. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and that's really all I have for today. This is the SES Prophet of Dawn, signing off.